Hi, welcome to my channel Dokkan Topics, and today's topic will be on the history of basically just mods in our community. Basically, to give like a brief history of mods within the community. Mods has been out within the community for a long time now. Even before when I started. I started during the first anniversary and there was mods in the game since then. DBZ Space used to have APK mods where basically you could have infinite health, you could do maximum damage, basically just mods to basically make you feel invincible in the game. Back then, my stance on mods was that it didn't really matter. I know some people didn't have time in the game, so they use mods in order to catch up, because honestly in gacha games, if you don't grind, you're not gonna go anywhere within the game. You're always gonna stay on the bottom and you're not gonna be able to enjoy the game. You know, so I was fine with that. But as we move towards, I would say, third year of the game, fourth year of the game, mods have became more prevalent within the community. I forgot when DBZ Space stopped doing the APA mods, but he just stopped them in general. I don't remember the reason why, but the mods, he stopped making them. And then there was the Carries bot. Essentially what the Carries bot is, it's 1000% better than what the mods was doing from DBZ Space. Basically, Carries bot was essentially just farming everything automatically. So if you wanted to farm a stage 1,000 times, you could farm it 1,000 times, and you could be away from the computer and it'll farm it for you. And then we were introduced to Trident. Trident was, I wouldn't say similar to DBZ Space mods. Basically, Trident was, I would say, a small amount of stuff from DBZ Space, such as infinite attack, max HP, and it was basically put into Trident. But Trident had more stuff than just that. Trident had a way where people could actually try out these units at their fullest potential in Dokkan Battle without having to summon it. Yeah, sure, once you take off those mods, you don't have those units, but at least people were able to try out these units and see whether they were good or not. But I would say within the year 4 of the game, a lot of people within the community was using Carries bot. And Carries bot, as I said, is basically just an automatic farming bot that you could use. Then, once we enter year 5 in the game, a couple months later, JP Dokkan introduced Safety Net. Essentially what Safety Net is basically a anti-cheat. So if anybody uses mods, Dokkan will be able to, Akatsuki will be able to ban people's accounts if they use mods in the game. For me, I didn't really care. I know some people use mods because they wanted to save time. But the thing is, what I didn't realize is how much of an impact these mods and bots made on the community. What I think what Trident was doing, I think what Trident was doing was fine. And even with my stance on mods and bots right now, I think Trident was right with what they were doing. I think being able to try out units, seeing how good they are at maximum potential, or even at 55%, you want to try out these units. But it got to the point where people were not only using these mods or bots for farming, people were using these mods and bots to constantly reroll accounts and throwing away accounts that are bad. And it actually had a really big impact on the game. The friends list, people who were lower ranks, they were unable to get friends to use on Dokkan events, you know? It was affecting the early game players. And it made it to where it's not fun because all they see is the SR Frieza, the SR Goku, and some of those people don't even have computers, so they can't use those bots or mods. Sure, they could use Trident, but some of these people don't want to cheat. Some of these people don't want to mod, you know? So it makes it bad for them, whereas for the people who just keeps on throwing away accounts, it makes it good for them because they could mod and farm and do all this stuff within an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. My stance on mods and bots currently is throw them away, don't use them, because I didn't realize how much it affected the early game players. And me, I've been playing since year one of the game. So for me, I'm a high rank. I don't see these low rank players with SRs. So for me, it doesn't affect me. But until people were telling me, yeah, it affected them. You know, it made the game not fun for them because they can't beat events because they can't find leaders to play the game. So it makes the game harder, makes the game tougher for no reason because people want to keep on re-rolling accounts and throw them away, and it was a huge problem. Not only that, these found up accounts these 2,000 stones farmed up accounts, people were selling them. You know, I don't like seeing people selling accounts like that. If you're gonna sell accounts, then you better be farming it without using mods or bots. Because you know what? You're doing no work. The bot is doing all the work for you to sell that account. You could literally have, I don't know, probably like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 windows. I'm not sure how much RAM it takes up for the bot. But you can put as many windows as you want down, and you could be farming accounts all day. And you're going to be making money off of, what, 1 or 2 hours of work? I'm not sure how long it takes to fully farm up an account. But yeah, I think it was horrible. And I'm glad that Koski is taking action against people who've been using these bots to basically have an edge in the game, and then leaving the early game players who don't use these stuff to suffer because they can't find friend leaders or just anything to help them out in a game. I think that's horrible. Now, my stance on Trident. I think Trident is fine. Keep Trident. But obviously, Hydros has to be careful. And I don't blame him for not releasing it because he doesn't want to feel responsible for people's accounts getting banned. Because he's gonna feel bad if people's accounts get banned, and I don't blame him. But yeah, I would say it's a pretty bad topic. But that is all I have for this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe. If you don't like it, you don't subscribe. Have a good day or good night. See you in the next video.